Besak avant de quoi? Besak avant de quoi? Des développement net en Cameroun, man qui veut te piti, n'y a que la bécane à deux. Oh non! Piti. On de quoi, yo? La connue! Y'avons de quoi, ma toi, ma camé. 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 Mr. Kingsley Ako, President, Netcap Cameroon, a.k.a. Talk and Do of Tico Cameroon. Y'avons de quoi, ma toi, ma camé. 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 Mr. Yamba Samuel of Cameroon, National Youth President of Ndekwa Village from Bawai. Teto tembo Ndekwa punyone. Teto tembo Ndekwa punyona. Teto tembo Ndekwa punyona. Teto tembo Ndekwa punyone. Teto tembo Ndekwa punyone. Teto tembo Ndekwa punyona. Teto tembo Ndekwa punyona. Teto tembo Ndekwa punyone. Oh no! Avant de quoi Simbe? Simbe. Avant de quoi Simbe? Simbe. Avant de quoi Pounoke? C'est moi-même. Arembi Motiangomo. Oh no! Avant de quoi t'en revêtir? Parce que quand on tué, on maman. C'est pour homme de quoi être cancel. C'est pour Achou Mathias, a.k.a. Précis. C'est ce quoi quoi? Y'a qui seigneur Tikebe. Y'a qui seigneur Tikebe. Y'a qui seigneur Tikebe. Y'a qui seigneur Tikebe. C'est pour ta champion of the Kwa Village, a.k.a. Arab Money. Le monde de quoi n'a pas mon Wantara. Advisor, des Cameroun. Y'a qui seigneur Tikebe. Y'a qui seigneur Tikebe. Y'a qui seigneur Tikebe. Engineer John Gang, project contractor of Neka Cameroon, a.k.a. Monsieur l'Ingénieur. Encore champion fait ses rois. 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 D'accord, champion fait ses rois. Mr. Ako, Kingsley Ako, President Neka Cameroon, n'importe quoi, a.k.a. Talk and Do of Tico Cameroon. Y'avons de quoi ma maman. Y'avons de quoi ma Y'avons de quoi ma Y'avons de quoi ma Kingsley Ako. Mr. Takang, David Takang, Senior Engineer, Regional Chief of Service of Limbe Cameroon, Nemon de Kwai, Ajao, Mr. Kingsley. Oh, qui veut te là? Oh, quoi, de Kwai, c'est vrai que l'on on a tout tombé. Y'a qui dit qu'il y a ses papa. Et Mbaga Kangari, et Tamanda Machina, a.k.a. Talk and Do. Ekulu. Haha. C'est ce Koutaka champion, Arab Money, n'importe de quoi. On a envie à mon Wantara. C'est ce ouais. Avant de quoi, Bafumba, Bambacho. Matamaton de quoi, Ndramba. Et toi, que tu arrêtes. Avant de quoi, Simbe. Simbe. Avant de quoi, Simbe. Simbe. Avant de quoi, Pounoke. serebo. Nyoti manda konge tamaki, nekwa serebo. Nyoti manda konge tamaki, nekwa serebo. Nyoti manda konge tamaki, nekwa serebo. Manda konge tamaki, nekwa serebo. Nyoti manda konge tamaki, nekwa serebo. I just copy of Dekwa village, the oldest man of Dekwa village. King Maker number 1, you are blessed. Yawa mate yapuko nekaba. Yawa mo yapuko nekaba. Yawa mo yapuko nekaba. Yawa mo yapuko nekaba. Yawa mo yapuko nekaba. Yawa mate yapuko nekaba. President Neka of Diaspora, Mr. Shuki Bianyo of USA. Come to the point of Yawa mo yapuko nekaba. Yawa mo yapuko nekaba. Yawa mo yapuko nekaba. Yawa mo yapuko nekaba. Another reputation, another more 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 reputation. Professor Bison of USA, aka Professor of Professors. Another more reputation, 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 another more reputation. Madame Akbar Lucy Akko of Dekwa village, former president, Temple Choir, Dekwa, got it for a job. Senagman Dibayako, 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 Enter Kona from a metal, Tapaso, 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 Elias Echu, aka Sakura Moni, right down the tiger, a thing back way.
Singing a new song to you, Jehovah. Singing a new song to you, my King. Singing a new song to you, Jehovah. Singing a new song to you, my King. Oh, singing a new song to you, my King. Oh, singing a new song to you, my King. Language, he be glorified. Hallelujah. Amen. Hey, amen. So come to where, Mama. 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 Way. Oh
Ouais les gars, on voici sur le terrain. Mon manga ou Albert. Ouais les gars. Comment les pieds de carton sont coupés. Ceux qui sont debout là, essayez de ramasser les munitions. Amade là-haut. Amade là-haut. Je t'ai appris.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to News Talk with yours truly, Chris Anu, as usual, coming to you from the great state of Texas, precisely Houston, Texas. I'm sorry, my apologies. This is not about News Talk. This is Open Mic, and I guess you all know what Open Mic is all about. Here at Open Mic, we take your calls on any subject, on any issue that has to do with the Amazonian struggle for independence struggle. So thank you for tuning in. This is going to be very exciting. As you saw on your screen, Amazonia restoration fighters dealt with a death blow on La République du Cameroon forces today, about 4 hours or 5 hours ago, as I was told, precisely in Muyenge, the Cocoa zone, in the southern zone of Amazonia. What you saw there again was coming from Muyenge, in the southern zone, where we are hearing that Amazonia restoration forces waylaid and ambushed La République du Cameroon soldiers, destroying those two armored cars in an instant in Moyenge. I will be coming back to that, but I will also be taking you to La République du Cameroon, where politics is cheap. All you need is sardine and bread and 10,000 francs, and you can run for office. Look at your screen there. That is the politics in La République du Cameroon. Running for elections in that country again, all that you need is money to afford a loaf of bread, a sardine, a Fanta, and a 10,000 francs, as you can see being handed out right there. And then I will also be taking you to my story of the day, the subject of Eric Tato, ladies and gentlemen. Eric Tato, as you know, was recently indicted by a U.S. federal judge in the state of Maryland. I will be dwelling on that and actually bringing you a story from Emmanuel in Salah. Emmanuel in Salah, you know, is like the ADF of this struggle. He is claiming everything that is going on with Amazonia. I will be bringing you this and many other stories. Of course, I will also be speaking on the subject of the TPS. The TPS, I am getting some news out there that the TPS has been restored for Cameroonians. Is that real? Is that true or false? Take note, I bring you real news and real facts on the issues right here and, of course, right now on ABS television. Stay tuned.
Thrive America, the flagship model, offers personalized coaching and assistance to newly arrived individuals into the country through a concierge service and one-stop resource on your phone. The app supports essential areas of integration, such as job search strategies, benefits applications, financial literacy, credit repair, legal guidance, and more. The platform aims to become the go-to resource as you navigate the complexities of settling into a new country.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying put out there. At this moment, let me take you to the stories of the day. However, you remember that open mic is about you. The open mic is about you. If you have any issue that you want to discuss and you would love to raise it here during the show, you are more than welcome to stop me at any moment, at any hour to make that contribution. You all know the phone number. Very soon we will have the phone number on your screen to be able to call in and make your contribution. But let me take you first to Muyenge. Of course, I'm sure many of you know Muyenge is part of Fako County in Ambazonia. That is where the action took place. That is where the action took place, ladies and gentlemen. Today, just about 5 hours ago, I am told this information came to me just about 5 hours ago. Now, what you find on your screen are images coming from La République du Cameroon's soldiers in Muyenge. I don't know what they were doing in that interior part of Muyenge, but they went right in there. I believe they believe that is where Ambazonia restoration fighters are hiding. And so they went in with these 2 trucks, not knowing what awaited them there, and Ambazonia restoration forces took them down in a way that is indescribable. Look at that. Look at that image, ladies and gentlemen. Again, that took place, I am told, about 4 hours ago in the Muyenge. Now, I don't have a lot of details on this issue, but I will bring you what I know. What I know happened there. Some tidbits of information coming in from ground zero. I will bring you that information. Now, what you are looking at on your screen again, those are images emerging from Muyenge and Fako County. Now, this is what I have learned about this incident. It says, according to Nzui Manto, circulating footages of the attack in Muyenge, Fako County of Ambazonia, 2 La République du Cameroon's military were killed. Now, that number cannot be confirmed. It is alleged that there are more casualties coming from this incident considering the degree of damage you see on the 2 armored cars on your screen. But so far, reports say 2 Cameroon soldiers were killed in that attack, armored car attack in the Muyenge. We can also see that these footages, though, now I'm reading somebody's post here. This is not me. But he says the footages, though forwarded by blah, blah, forget about that. These footages are coming from the Cameroon army, circulating them on the social media. One question that, if not luck, how would 2 armored cars be destroyed and damaged beyond repairs yet? Only 2 are said to be killed. So that's a question that this writer is asking. So again, this happened in the Muyenge. Muyenge, I think, is around the Moyoka area. At least you pass through Moyoka to get to Muyenge. Muyenge happens to be a huge cocoa vicinity farm in the southern zone of Ambazonia, and we know for sure that lots of Ambazonia fighters they live around that area, and I want to believe that these trucks were ambushed and destroyed beyond repairs, totaled, ladies and gentlemen, to this degree by the Ambazonia restoration fighters. And we say kudos, kudos, kudos to Ambazonia restoration fighters. I hope Manuel Salah is seeing this. And those who say La République du Cameroon has won the war, I hope they are saying this. And those who are saying peace, 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 peace has returned, normalcy has returned, I hope they are seeing this. I was speaking yesterday with Capo Daniel, ladies and gentlemen. We had a very civil discussion last night, myself and Capo Daniel. And Capo was trying to persuade me, you know, Cameroon believes they have won the war. The war is over. We cannot beat them. And I said to Capo, listen, Capo, yes, the war may be slow. It is not over. If it has to take us 20 years, 30 years to be doing stuff like this until La République du Cameroon agrees to sit on the table to dialogue, there is no end in sight. There is no end in sight until La République agrees to come to the table. Sit down like gentlemen, which they are not at this moment, to dialogue with the gentlemen that we are. Once more, I'd like to say kudos to the restoration fighters in Muyenge. Muyenge, they say your flag day up, your flag truly a day for up. So ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing this not only in Muyenge, we are seeing this in Bui County. We are seeing it in Boyo County. And we are also beginning to see some fresh action coming out in the Libialem too. So ladies and gentlemen, La République du Cameroon can sing it is over, it is over, it is over for as long as they want. This is the only way to remind them it is not over, because we have nowhere to turn to until there is a supervised settlement to this conflict. It will last as it has lasted as it lasted in South Sudan, as it lasted in Eritrea. So be it in Ambazonia versus La République du Cameroon. But if Cameroon is willing to talk, this war can end tomorrow. This conflict can end the next very day if Cameroon will decide to sit down and talk. This is the kind of damage we want to see, because it takes a lot of money to buy each of these trucks. It takes a lot of money to buy each of these trucks that we see here. And if Cameroon think that they can beat us in this war, I'm telling you, they will have to beat us without this. And I know that is not possible. That is not possible. I like to play the video coming from that scene. Please put on that video on the screen so that people can listen to what the Cameroon army is actually saying, what they are actually saying at the scene of this incident. I can see a corpse, one of their corpses lying there in the bush, all stripped. Let's hear what he's saying.
Ceux qui sont debout là, essayez de ramasser les munitions. Remarque là-haut. Remarque là-haut. D'autres à plus. Ramasser les munitions.
Ouais les gars, on voici sur le terrain. Mon manga ou Albert. Ouais les gars. Regarde comment les pieds de gars sont courbés.
Ceux qui sont debout là, essayez de ramasser les munitions. Marque là-haut. Marque là-haut. D'autres à plus. Ramassez les munitions.
Ouais les gars, on voici sur le terrain. Mon manga ou Albert. Ouais les gars. Regarde comment les pieds de gars sont courbés.
All right, I hope you've seen what is going on there, ladies and gentlemen. Once more, if you are just joining the show, I'd like to remind you this happened about 5 hours ago in the Muyenge in the Fako County, and this is the work of the restoration fighters of Ambazonia. I brought this on to remind La République du Cameroon they can sing for as long as they want that there is peace and things are returning to normalcy. Well, this is not a sign of normalcy. Not anywhere. It is not a sign of normalcy. And I can assure La République du Cameroon that they will see this again and again and again until the day they are prepared to sit down and negotiate an end to this. We went into this 8 years and counting ago. October will make it 9 years. Solid 9 years. When we decided to take up arms to fight for our freedoms and our destiny, La République du Cameroon described us as 2 cubes of sugar. And they actually said the 2 cubes of sugar would last for 2 weeks. One will be dissolved in a week, the other one will be dissolved in the next week. Unfortunately, the 2 cubes of sugar have refused since then to dissolve, but Cameroon just isn't learning a lesson. Cameroon has to come to the point they understand that we have gone too far to think that, for them to think that we can then turn and look back, come and bow before them and surrender to them and normalcy gets back. That is not going to happen, sirs. I hope you are listening to the sound of my voice. We have gone a distance. We cannot look back. We cannot turn back. The only way to the only way to look back is to look back to our achievement, not surrender. Look back at our achievement. The feat we have attained for 9 years. And so, having gone 9 years, that is almost 1 year to a decade. 1 year to a decade. Who does that after achieving this kind of feat, ladies and gentlemen? Nobody does that. And so we are resolved. We are resolved. If Cameroon and their federalists and whoever think that these independentists have picked up arms to defend themselves, only to surrender, that is not going to happen. It will not happen. We will keep on seeing scenarios like this one that you see on your screen until dialogue is put on the table. Negotiations are called. Other than that, besides that, there is no other route to this. We have lost so many of our brothers, our sisters, our families, our homes, to the armies of La République du Cameroon to think that we can just sacrifice that for nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, I go back to Libya today. I have no family house there. I've lost family members. And I'm sure many of you watching and listening at the sound of my voice, you lost property. You lost family members. Some of you, including yours truly, will never go back to that country if we do not win this war. So why does La République du Cameroon think for a moment after this, having gone through this, been through this, that we are going to cut and run. Not when Chris Anu is involved. We will not cut and run. Tomorrow, in the few months to come, I will be handing over the leadership of the interim government. But let me assure you, when I hand over the leadership, I will still be part and parcel of this struggle in a big way, in a very, very big way. So La République du Cameroon, I hope they see these images and know that there is no end in sight, because we know their plan has always been, we will beat them to submission. We will beat Ambazonia and kill them if possible to submission. Where there is always a remnant. There is always, in the words of the Holy Book, always a remnant. And that is what you see on your screen, what the remnant is doing, what the last men and women standing are doing. And again, I send my kudos, my appreciation to the courageous and resilient restoration fighters of Ambazonia. I'm going to be right back in a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Stay put.
Thrive America, the flagship model, offers personalized coaching and assistance to newly arrived individuals into the country through a concierge service and one-stop resource on your phone. The app supports essential areas of integration, such as job search strategies, benefits applications, financial literacy, credit repair, legal guidance, and more. The platform aims to become the go-to resource as you navigate the complexities of settling into a new country.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricatv@gmail.com.
All right, thank you for staying put. And at this moment, I take you to another subject of the day. But before I take you there, I'd like to remind you, this is News Talk. And with News Talk, you can call anytime, ask any question on any subject that is unrelated to what I may be discussing here. So you got the phone number right there on your screen, wherever you are watching from Africa, from America, from Europe, wherever you are, you got any question or contribution on the subject of Ambazonia and Africa, Cameroon also. Please do not hesitate. Call that number, ask your question, make your contribution in the course of the show. Now, let me take you to another subject here that has to do with what is going on in La République du Cameroon. What is going on in La République du Cameroon? Now, you are all aware what goes on in Cameroon each time they have elections pending. Elections pending. They always, ladies and gentlemen, want the people to believe that if they can just go out and make some promises, the people will turn out and vote for them. Unfortunately, it has worked. It has worked over the years. Now, every election season, CPDM, chop people their money, them party. They go out and they tell the people. One thing that marvels me is how the same people can be deceived and manipulated again and again and again, year in, year out, and they just keep on doing one and the same thing. I like you, ladies and gentlemen, watch this video footage. I believe this is coming from La République du Cameroon, precisely. I don't know whether that is Yaoundé, but watch that. Now, what you see there, you are watching CPDM sharing money. That money is not more than 10,000 CFA franc. And 10,000 CFA franc is about $5 or $6, ladies and gentlemen. About $5 or $6. That is what is being given to those women. The reason they are giving them the money is so they can go out, register and vote for the same CPDM that has destroyed the country for how many years, I can't even tell. But they are giving them the money to go out, vote for the CPDM. Now, I'd like you to take a look at this other image here. Take a look at this other image here, and you will understand exactly what I'm talking about. Look at that. Look, observe what is being handed to them. That is a Fanta. I think a Fanta. Somebody hands a Fanta. Somebody hands a piece of bread. And then I think there is a 10,000 francs that is also given. Look at that. Look at that. Then normally there should be some sardine. In this, and look at that guy wearing a suit and collecting with a tie. Collecting a loaf of bread and a Fanta just so he can vote. Oh, my. This is very painful to watch, ladies and gentlemen. It is very, very painful to watch. What has been done to adults, ladies and gentlemen, to go out to vote for this party. Again, they do this over the years. Over the years, they do this. If they are not promising people new tarred roads, they have even now reduced it to just a loaf of bread, a sardine, and a Fanta. A sardine, bread, and Fanta. How long does that last? 1 week? 1 month? 2 months? 1 year? Of course, you know that doesn't last for an hour. It doesn't last for an hour. But that is what they receive to go out to vote. What marvels me is not what the politicians are doing. The CPDM in La République du Cameroon, they are doing to get people to vote them. What marvels me is the fact that they do this, number one, to people who claim intelligence. Look at that guy with his suit and a tie. He looks like an intelligent, educated man. But he stands on the queue, on the line to receive a loaf of bread, a Fanta, and a sardine. Think about that. And this happened year in, year out in that country. And they are languishing in poverty and misery and waiting for when La République du Cameroon, Paul Biya's party, comes around with a loaf of bread, a sardine, and a Fanta. What is it going to take? What is it going to take before these people can take care of take their destiny into their hands calling the bluff of La République du Cameroon and telling them enough is enough. Enough is enough. I have been reading on the social media lately of Paul Biya tweeting. I know it isn't Paul Biya tweeting. It is some crony tweeting from him in the name of His Excellency, the head of state. He should be called His Incompetency, not Excellency. That should be his right title. His Incompetency, Paul Biya. That should be the title that goes with him. By the way, it's only in the La République du Cameroon that this wicked leader who is 93 years old, ruled for 43 years old, is labeled and always called His Excellency. His Excellency, the head of state. It's only there. I do not hear any other leader in Africa addressed as His Excellency. But in Cameroon, have you ever wondered? Have you seen the French address their leader as His Excellency Monsieur Macron, His Excellency Donald J. Trump, His Excellency's Keir Starmer or something like that? Have you ever heard that in developed communities? Only in La République du Cameroon, where a mediocre leader is addressed as His Excellency. His Excellency. And that is what His Excellency feeds the people. Loaves of bread, sardine, and Fanta. Shameful, isn't it? Shameful. And you can see on their bodies what they are wearing. They are wearing the uniform, carrying the face, the effigy of Paul Biya. Look at that. That is Paul Biya, a man who has given them nothing. But let me take you to another one, which is also similar to this, because in La République du Cameroon, when elections come, if they are not giving you bread and sardine, they are giving you, they are making promises in roads, maybe in electricity, electrification, and so on and so forth. Now, this is what is going on I think this happened in Bangam. I think this happened in Bangam, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like you to take a look at this and actually listen to it.
Before the Southwest people and in front of cameras, they count. The amount is 5 million francs CFA. The Southwest Youth contributions, part of the 30 million legal deposit to support President Paul Biya's candidacy for the 2025 presidential election, coming up later this year. This campaign for the Southwest Youth to contribute money and pay for President Paul Biya is championed by Honorable Malumba Esembe, CBDM Member of Parliament for Buea Urban.
We are peace lovers, and today we make our choice known. We stand with President Paul Biya. We stand with President Paul Biya. We therefore heartily support his candidacy and pledge to give a massive vote on polling day come October 2025.
Taking turns, the Southwest Youth leaders, drawn from the 6 divisions that make up the region, say the move is a strong indicator of a yes behind President Paul Biya.
Prince Tataw'S is my name, Section President YCPDM Libya LM1.
Njemo Derek Ndu, the YCPDM Section President from Jantu.
I'm Robinson Tabencho Ashu, the Lord Mayor of Mafia Municipality.
As the Mayor of Umojok and traditional ruler of Umojok town, we have every reason to say yes to President Biya. Just the Ekop-Mfum border, it has opened an infinite market between Cameroon, the use of the division of Manu with Nigeria.
As a judge, what should I say? His Excellency President Paul Biya has given us the Prime Minister. Do I need to say anything contrary to yes?
This is the best way. This is the way to go for the youth of this country. He is, unless you show me a better candidate than him, we still believe in him.
We have decided to call for President Paul Biya to seek for another mandate.
But why a yes if we must go division by division?
Why should MMU not say yes for Paul Biya? Because there are all reasons for MMU to say yes for Paul Biya. He is the champion of the youth. He promotes the youth. He gives them education, like I said before. He gives them opportunity. Which other president actually does, employ 25,000 youth, 10,000 youth, 60,000 youth? It's because he keeps thinking about the youth.
This event of the day has raised more questions than answers.
We were not discouraged by the noise. Even angels are criticized for flying too high.
And we met Professor Elvis Ngole, one-time Cameroon Minister of Forestry and Wildlife.
Mr. Minister, let's talk about the event of the day. Yes. The youth of the Southwest region coming together to support the head of state by assisting him in his legal deposit ahead of the 2025 presidential race. Yes. What is the significance? Is the head of state the incumbent? Don't have the means to do that?
I mean, it's a very good question you've asked. When the children, when the young people decide that in their support for their father, in their standing together with their father, they want to support their father in any way possible, whether it's financially or otherwise. A father never refuses the support, the helping hand of his children. That happens in all Bantu land. It does not mean that the father does not have.
This ceremony, which unfolded in the presence of Southwest Governor Bernard Okalia Bilai, was also attended by a host of government ministers who are sons and daughters of the Southwest region. Here at the
comprising Nguti, Tombel and Bangem converge in their thousands in Bangem to express their heartfelt gratitude to the head of state for the ongoing construction of the 53 kilometers Bangem-Nguti Road. The initiative of the Minister Assistant Secretary General at the Presidency of the Republic, Elon Polje, was marked by a visit to the road construction site.
All the project we have already opened 8 kilometers during the period of August to today.
The favor we see, the enthusiasm that we see around is just a reflection of the sentiment of the population. Through heavy enclavement since even before the creation of Kupema-Nguba Division. So this road is very important and the population is very happy.
In his address at the Paul Biya Stadium, the minister expressed the population's profound gratitude to President Paul Biya for his visionary leadership and commitment to improving the lives of Cameroonians and in particular the inhabitants of Kupema-Nguba Division. The event culminated in the adoption of the Bangem Declaration, which outlined measures to be taken in preparation.
I will spare you the trouble and the pain of having to sit there to listen to all of that. But this is the point I like to make. Number one, the people you saw there, they are not youths. They don't look like youths. They are people who have been bribed to go out, do what they are doing. Secondly, amongst the adults, I mean, most of the Ngoles and the others that you found there, those are the beneficiaries of this exercise. And that is how Cameroon has been from time immemorial, that the grass suffers and the rich remain richer, the poor get poorer. Nothing changes. You go to that country, there are no roads, there is no electricity, no drinking water, no hospitals. The schools are never there. Schools are decreed by presidential decree. And then if that school is decreed in your hometown, you have to go build it. You have to roof it. You actually have to hire the teachers and pay them to teach your own children. Look at Burkina Faso. Look at, not just in Burkina Faso. many young countries that understand the value of education decree free education from the primary to the university levels. But in the Republic of Cameroon, government decrees schools. And when government decrees schools, parent teachers employ the teachers with money from their pocket. But every year round, in and out, when their elections approach, they do exactly what you see there. These bald-headed gentlemen, no, they are not gentlemen, these bald-headed cronies of the Republic of Cameroon, they make their rounds. Can you imagine war is going on in this part of the country, and these fools, they gather to raise, how many million did they say, 5 million or 50 million? For poor beer. For poor beer, ladies and gentlemen. For poor beer. Of course, I have no doubt, not a dime is going to poor beer. It will end somewhere around Ngole and the other cronies in Yaoundé. Because beer is not asking them to raise for money. That money will go into the pockets of the governor, into the pockets of the those in Yaoundé, the kingmakers in Yaoundé, and that will be it. They are doing this to buy their own favors for their own bellies. These same people, you find their faces on your screen, they have thousands, hundreds of thousands of displays. Oh. It just marveled me that people, you think the intelligent people as the big-headed Ngole will sit there and tell you everything is fine, and from his own backyard, there are at least 100,000 refugees. And their government has never cared to look at them. They call them internally displaced. But their government has never cared to give a loaf of bread to these internally displaced in the various communities. But they are here rushing to raise money for the Republic of Cameroon, Paul Biya's election, a man who is as good or dead as vegetable. They are raising money for him to remain their leader at the age of 93 and having ruled for 43 years. It will surprise many people to know that since independence, Cameroon has known only 2 leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, since independence, that damn country has known only 2 leaders, Ahidjo and Paul Biya. And having ruled for 43 years, putting aside the years he was prime minister, he is asking for 7 more years. And you remember, he doesn't even know what goes on in the government. So it marvels me that year in, year out, they make these rounds, these campaign rounds, and tell you roads are coming. You saw them in Bangam. You saw what they are trying to do in Bangam. I promise you, I will come back after Cameroon's so-called presidential election to show you the same road. The roads will not be complete. It will be abandoned. Don't be surprised. They will tell you, oh, the rainy season stopped us. The rainy, who tar roads in the rainy season? That will be the excuse they will be coming to give for not continuing with the project. Remember Kumba, Indian Highway? What happened to it? Think about that. Bamenda in Kambe Expressway. What happened to that? And you think they are tarring in Bangam Road. Again, I promise you, after their elections, they haven't even announced it yet, which is probably another 6 months ahead. I promise you, I will come back to show you the same stretch of road the so-called they want to tar, and the road will still be exactly the way you see it. Last week, I learned the colonial parliamentarian for Libya, Lamfolju, I learned he was on TV telling the people how a foundation stone will soon be laid for the tarring of the BLM road from Chang to Mamfe. And I just laughed. And I would like to ask the dishonorable parliamentarian, for how many times will you tell your people, sir, that a road is about to be tarred? How many times will you tell them? You know, our people have so lived with the Republic of Cameroon, become so corrupt that they just keep repeating the same thing that the Republic of Cameroon does. Remember the deep sea port in Victoria? I'm sure it's another election season. They will come with another promise. They may even bring equipment and pack by the sea, by the ocean, to let the people know it is starting soon. Sonora was burned about 5 or 6 years ago, and it is still standing there abandoned. And while Sonora is abandoned, they have built one in Kribi. In this sheepish so-called southern Camerooners, that are Ngole, and the crone is sitting there, they go and they tell our people everything is okay. The head of state has promised this. The head of state is saying this. The head of state will do this. In his grave or what? He will do those things in his grave? All right, I just talked about this so our people can understand. This is one of the reasons we fight. Because these promises have been made since 1961. Ladies and gentlemen, these promises have been made since 1961. Instead, we only learned recently, as I think 3 or 4 years ago, from Paul Biya's own mouth, that the whole agenda was to assimilate us, was never meant to develop us, to develop the southern Cameroon. So how many of you know that when you go outside, in the outside world, and you talked about Cameroon, many people think that Cameroon is a French country. How many of you have realized that? Let me get to this caller and I come back. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from La Republique.
In the neighboring country.
Yes.
Okay. What is on your mind, sir?
Yes, I'm just I just saw this the images you are showing there in Kupe Manenguba.
Right.
It is a very deep pity. That is why I'm coming in.
Okay.
Those places that are doing like that, and they are saying that they are contributing money for the election.
Correct.
They are just deceiving these poor farmers. These people doesn't even have an inch of road. They don't have. From Loom to Tombe.
The population of Kupe Manenguba division comprises
living is a nightmare. A nightmare. There's nothing there. So if these people goes and deceive our parents, we are very, very sorry. That is why some of these people are cursed. They cannot even build a single home for their place. They are cursed. From Bangem to Tombe, it's nightmare. From Tombe to Melon, it's nightmare from Bangem to Melon. And they come and keep on deceiving the farmers that are struggling with their farm. They even come and kill them, and they do all these things. It's sorrowful. It's so pitiful that they are showing this to our parents. And we are watching it, and it's in our heart. That these people, these same people, every year, are we not tired? Are we not tired? Every year, the same people, the same family.
Right, and the same message. And the same message.
When we also rise, that they keep on deceiving people like this. The roads will never be tarred. Go to Tombe. It will never be tarred. They are just deceiving them. It's the same policy that they are doing everywhere in Cameroon. They give people bread and sardine and small juice as if they went for birthday party. It's a pity. It's a pity to even this parent. But the only thing is that some of them are at gun point. That is why you see those things. When they want to go like that, they carry military around. Why can't they not go alone?
Exactly.
To carry the vehicle there alone.
Right.
How did they even manage to reach to that Bangem? How did they manage to reach there? How?
And again, it marvels me. They are so-called tarring the roads in the rainy season, right?
They are not tarring any road. They are deceiving these people.
They are building culverts, and very soon they will say they have to wait until the rains are over. They will come back, and then by the time the rains are over, their elections have taken place.
I said they will not do it. Is it today? Is it today that Bangem has been like that? Is it today that Tombe has been like? Is it today they know about Ngusi? They know this is the criminology that they are using everywhere. Even in Douala here, the potholes that are there since this man has been in power, they are still there. When election is coming, they come and feel and pretend to the population that, oh, their Jesus Christ has come. This thing is a lie. They will never tie those roots. They will never. Yeah. And all that money that they are collecting like that is witchcraft. That money is not, nobody is supporting anything.
Now, hold on there. Talking about the money collection, I don't know whether you guys listening, watching out there, realize that I see this money collection only in Ambazonia, southern Cameroon. I have not seen CPD and militants in Douala raising money for Paul Biya. I have not seen CPD and militants in Yaoundé raising money for Paul Biya. Instead, Paul Biya is giving them sardine and bread and Fanta. This thing is only happening in Ambazonia.
Yes, they came and started telling us we should go. We should go. They have given free cars, free money to share, to eat. Is that what we want in life?
Free what? Free cars?
So the thing that yes, is that what we want? Free vehicle to carry people around. If you go and die, when old people, old bad-head people are still passing around with good cars, and then you go in a transport car to go and collect bread and sardine, you say you are supporting who? How many years is that place in the bush like that? How many years? How many years? Did you know people have died because of going to those places? Because of the road nature? How many years?
All right.
The people need to sacrifice their life for blood before they come and build those things?
Well,
we need to contribute money?
I hope that our people can learn, because I don't know how else we can educate them to know that all this that they do is window dressing, because they've done it for over the years. It didn't change our lives. It didn't give us new schools. It didn't give us hospitals. It didn't change anything in the destiny of our people. That is why you have millions of our people in the diaspora looking for better life. It's not the same in Nigeria. It's not the same in small Equatorial Guinea. Only in that country, nobody must believe these crooked and wicked cronies of Cameroon. This is the time we fight to the last man standing and claim that which belongs to us. Ambazonia will never have cronies like this. If Ambazonia should ever have cronies like this, then we fought in vain.
Look at Munyenge. Look at where they even kill those armor cars. Look at the road. Look at the nature of the place. What are they even going to do there?
Right.
There is no road.
All right.
No road. Look at it.
All right. Thank you for the call, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Again, this is open mic, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to call anytime, any moment in the course of the broadcast to make a contribution, ask a question on any subject that concerns Ambazonia. When I come back, I am going to talk about the TPS. The TPS. Has the U.S. government reinstated TPS for Cameroonians? There is some news outside to the effect that the U.S. government has reinstated TPS for Cameroonians. If that is true, trust me, I will be coming next with the news on TPS. Please stay tuned. I'll be right back.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricatv@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I now take you into another subject of the day, and that has to do with the subject of TPS, temporary protected status, which was first decreed in the USA in 2020 to protect those running away from conflict areas, running away from persecution, from torture, from arrest, and imprisonment. And Cameroon happened to have been one of those countries, including countries like Afghanistan and others. Now, about 2 weeks ago, U.S. Senate, U.S. Congress, some members of U.S. Congress wrote to the United States government of Donald Trump, appealing to the U.S. government of Trump to maintain TPS for Cameroonians. And there've been a lot of wailing out there as to what that can happen or that will happen as a result of that. Now we are hearing that before coming to you live, I was told that I listened to an audio from one of Amazonian leaders to the effect that, the TPS has now been reinstated, and so Amazonians, Cameroonians can reapply, stay under protected status, that is the TPS. Now, I want to say to you categorically, that is not true. That piece of information is not true. The TPS, the U.S., the Trump administration has not reinstated TPS for Cameroonians. I listened to the announcement made by this comrade, and he happened to be relying on a statement that was put out about 3 weeks ago by a delegation of the U.S. Congress petitioning the government to maintain TPS. Now, their statement went out to the White House. The congressional statement went out to the White House before Trump. Their statement went out to the White House, and right after that, in spite of that, President Trump put out an announcement indicating that TPS will be suspended for Cameroonians and Afghans in the USA. Now, TPS is supposed, for those still under TPS, it's supposed to expire on June 7, which means it cannot be renewed unless the government takes another decision to maintain it, to renew it, to forgive maybe these Cameroonian immigrants, maybe with some other countries for whatever reason. Unless that happens, the TPS remains revoked for Cameroonians in the USA. As you can find on your screen, the government came out today, the U.S. government came out today, Homeland Security Department in particular came out today and said they are spending at least $17,000 to deport illegal immigrants. To make it cost effective, they are now suggesting that if you are an illegal immigrant in the U.S., to avoid deportation, if you will self-deport yourself, they will help you with your transportation back to your country, and when you arrive your country, they will also give you an incentive of $1,000, maybe to settle down and try to get something doing for yourself. That is the latest. That is the latest coming from the Department of Homeland Security as early as today. So the U.S. is rather saying to illegal immigrants, if you self-deport yourself, we have an incentive for you. We assist you with some transportation to go back to your country. And when you arrive your country, we will also send you $1,000 to settle down. And why they are doing this again is because they realize that the cost of deporting just one illegal immigrant, they said, is about $17,000. $17,000. So instead of spending that amount of money, they are saying, we can pay your transport to go back, and if you go back and our embassy back in your country report that you got here, we will give you another $1,000, maybe to settle down, take care of yourself before you figure out what to do next. But going back to the TPS as far as Ambazonians, Southern Cameroonians is concerned, the TPS has not been cancelled. I mean, the TPS remains cancelled. The TPS remains cancelled. The information that, government has reinstated it, that information again is not true. Take it to the bank. Unless you see a piece of information on Homeland Security website or State Department website or any government website, do not believe whatever they tell you out there. This is very important because if you sit still and do nothing, you'll always be shocked one day they come and pick you and throw you out. Here at the interim government, we had a number of meetings with some of those who benefited from the TPS. And we are working on meeting with government officials, the Homeland Security, State Department, the Congress, to see that they can listen and realize that unlike what President Trump said, that there is no mercy in Cameroon. There is no mercy in Cameroon. Now, you will all recall that when President Trump first took over, that is President Trump 45, when he first took over, he decreased sanctions on Cameroon, took off Cameroon from the free trade zone, took away military support from Cameroon. All these sanctions are still in place. So whoever is informing him that, normalcy has returned, people can now go back. Yes, Francophones can go back. Francophone Cameroonians in America can be deported. They have no fears of torture, arrest, and imprisonment should they be sent back. But Southern Cameroonians have a legitimate fear of going back or being deported to that country, which is why we are right now here at the interim government and our partners trying to see if we can appeal to the consciences of the departments concerned in Washington, D.C. to withhold deportation for people of Ambazonian Southern Cameroon's heritage. So if you got the information from us, we have only a few days to go because we are putting together, we do not want to be embarrassed when we are invited by the U.S. government to say, who are these Southern Cameroonians? And we're not able to tell them exactly who they are. We are working to see that we can distinguish Southern Cameroonians from Francophone Cameroonians. Francophone Cameroonians can go back. TPS was instituted for Cameroonians in the first place because of the conflict in Ambazonia. But Francophones took the opportunity, flocked into the USA, and benefited from the TPS. If they go back, if they are deported, they have no fear of going to prison. But I can assure you, any Ambazonian deported, the moment they land in Douala or in Yaoundé, they are going straight. They will take them straight to Kondenge or to Set or any of these prisons in Bamenda, Boya, Douala, Mbunda, Bafoussam. They will land them there and they will come out probably after coughing out millions in bribes before they can see daylight. So please, I am urging you, if you are a TPS beneficiary out there and the thing is running out on June 7, do not be deceived with the information out there. It has not been suspended. The suspension, the revocation is still in place. On June 7, it will be over unless we succeed in lobbying the government to change it for Southern Cameroonians. It stays in place. So please take this information very, very seriously. For those who were in the meeting that we held last week, or if you were not in the meeting, you can find out what we are trying to do by sending us a message to the email address ambazoniaig@gmail.com. ambazoniaig@gmail.com to find out what you will need to do. What you will need to do to be included in the list that we are putting together. Or you can also text us through WhatsApp on the number that you have on your screen. And then we will get back to you. The days are running out. And also remember, we are having a big rally in Washington, D.C. on May 20th in front of the State Department. It is part of our effort to sensitize the U.S. government that if Ambazonians are deported, they are going to a certain jail, arrest, and torture in La République du Cameroon. So, I hope you got that information. When I come back, we'll be talking about Eric Tataw'S, his indictment, and of course, in Salai, Emmanuel, salivating over the indictment of Eric Tataw'S. So please do not touch your remote. I'm going to be right back in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for staying put in there. Remember, this is News Talk, and you are allowed to call in at any time, any moment in the course of the show to make a contribution with the number you find on your screen. Call me, stop me any moment, any time to make a contribution or ask a question, and I'll be ready to give you answers. Again, the number is right there on your screen, and you can only call by way of WhatsApp. When you call, make sure that you turn down the volume of your telephone set. Turn down the volume of your telephone set before you call. And now, I'll take you to another very important subject here, ladies and gentlemen, having to do with Eric Tataw'S indictment. Eric Tataw'S indictment. Before I take you there, I'll listen to this video of in Salai. In Salai, you guys know in Salai, Emmanuel very well, the guy who is salivating and wanting everybody to know that the arrests in the USA, in Europe, on behalf of La République du Cameroon are being conducted by him. He is a star in La République du Cameroon. And like the ADF, if there is any indictment, any arrest concerning a Southern Cameroonian or Ambazonian anywhere in the globe, he claims it. Now, I'd like you to listen to him. Watch this. And listen to him, please.
Thank you, Barrister Emmanuel Salai, for.
I'm sorry, the audio quality is very bad. Just try to listen.
Pulse of the nation. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thanks. And thank you, Mr. Elvis, for having me.
This week, we've received news from the United States of America where Eric Tataw'S has been indicted. Can you explain to us in brief to the common Cameroon what this means when we get news that Eric Tataw'S has been indicted?
What this essentially means is that the United States of America or its governmental authorities has accused Eric Tataw'S of certain crimes. That is what an indictment is about. It means there's sufficient evidence and proof to bring him to court to answer the crimes and accusations that are levied against him.
And we're talking about conspiracy to provide material support, interstate injury, and so on and so forth, communication of threat to kidnap. What does that really mean?
First, on the accusation of providing material support, that's under USC Code 2339A and B, which prevents or prohibits or bars persons from providing any type of support, which can include money, planning, logistic support, to any groups which are termed terrorist, violent, or any other illegal, or who engage in any illegal criminal activity. So on this part, on the accusation of providing material support to armed groups or terrorists, that is what he is charged with, providing them with support in terms of whether it's administrative support, money, purchasing weapons for them, or providing them with any other tangible support like materials or clothes and the stuff and the like. The other accusations you mentioned is that you are not allowed to use social media, for example, to threaten others, to try to harm other people, to try to destroy property. And the accusation said he used social media.
For a moment, ladies and gentlemen, again, the wording is indictment. I'm sure that if you're a law student, you know in the simplest of terms what an indictment is. An indictment doesn't mean you are guilty. An indictment is an allegation. The talk say you do this, you do this, until it is proven, which this gentleman, or whether he is a gentleman or a crony, which in Salai, who claims to be the perpetrator behind the indictment, has to provide evidence. He has to provide evidence. So when I see people so worried that Eric Tataw'S has been indicted because of Ambazonia, because of this, because of Gary, because of that, ladies and gentlemen, it is an allegation. This is not the first time in Salai is doing this. He did the same on yours truly. In fact, one of his plaintiffs against my case, on my case, on his side was, what is his name? The former mayor of Boya, the former mayor of Boya who was killed. What is his name again? Patrick Ekema. Patrick Ekema was supposed to be one of the plaintiffs in the case pitting Chris Anu and the group led by Emmanuel in Salai. So, but Emmanuel and Salai, or the prosecutors in charge of the case, representing the government, would have to have the facts to prove that indeed Eric Tataw'S committed the crimes they allege he has committed. Without the evidence, this thing is as good as nothing. That indictment is as good as nothing. And the burden of proof would have to be upon Salai, who is feeding some government agencies in the USA to indict these people. Ladies and gentlemen, The good thing is that the USA is not a banana republic like La République du Cameroon, where they practice civil law, French law, where you can be picked up and dumped behind bars and be forgotten of until maybe you are able to go to court and prove that you are not guilty. And sometimes, even when you are not guilty, many times, even when you are not guilty, they still declare you guilty. Remember the case of Abdul Karim. Abdul Karim is under the custody of La République du Cameroon officers in prisons in Yaoundé. Now, Abdul Karim, in their custody, is sentenced in absentia. Think about that. He is in their custody, but they sentence him in the military tribunal in absentia. What stopped them from bringing him, but maybe putting him in shackles and taking to the court and having him to, if they had taken him to the court and he refused to speak, that would make a lot of sense. They can say, well, we have to find him guilty because he was in court but refused to speak. But he is in their custody. They do not take him to court, but they find him guilty and give him a life sentence. And they say in absentia when he is in their custody. That is the problem with the kind of law that is practiced in La République du Cameroon. But thank God, America is not a shithole country. America is not a banana republic where people are thrown behind bars without a due process. And so, if you are out there wondering what is going to happen to Eric Tato, I can assure you, they will have to provide hard evidence to prove that he did what Nsala told them that he did. Now, I see they say some co-conspirators, and they fail to name who are the co-conspirators. Who are they? They do not name it. You will imagine that if they have co-conspirators, they will provide available immediate witnesses. But they don't provide it. They don't name it. I hear this buffoon in the UK called Tataw'S calling the UA Security Service and reporting Mark Barretta to them. And I'm just nodding my head and saying how stupid this guy can be. He thinks that he is smart, but he doesn't know he is making himself a witness. And through that voice that he sent out, he recorded and sent out, you know what? He will appear in the same court if that ever happens with Mark Barretta. And finally, his many crimes, his videos are everywhere, his writings are everywhere, stamped with MKPD. His voice is everywhere. Not today, not yesterday, not 2 months ago, but from the onset. So I don't know how stupid that guy can be, so-called Nkonda Titus. But coming back here, ladies and gentlemen, nobody should be shaken. Nobody should be worried about Eric Tato because nothing is going to happen to him. Let me take this caller here. Hello, sir.
Comrade Chris, this is Metro Nicom.
Oh, okay. Okay, good to hear your voice, sir. What is on your mind?
Yes, I am calling in regard this issue, Eric Tato being indicted in the state. The young head man comes there to sit with his bearded mouth and speak nonsense. You know, all of this is just high propaganda by La Republico. The questions you might simply ask is, question number one, what are the indictment or the indictment against Eric Tato? That's one question. People just read, Eric Tato has been indicted in the United States. You know, the newspaper are selling, people are jubilating, look, Nsala himself said that the U.S. government always goes after their own citizens that are supporting terrorists. For how many years today, the Republic of Cameroon have done everything possible to tag the Ambazonan liberation fighters as terrorists. It has never worked. It has never worked and it will never work because it's a genuine cause. we are defending and restoring ourselves back as it was. So all this issue about another question here is, who is the plaintiff here? Who is the plaintiff here?
Exactly right. Who is it? Exactly. What the law calls discovery, we're gonna know. That was a question that was asked in Salah in my case in California with him. Who are your plaintiffs? That was when he mentioned Kemal Patrick.
Who is running about checking out from Republic of Cameroon? Question number one: what are the indictment? What is the indictment? Yes, and people are saying Gary Master. What is in legal terms? What is the definition of Gary process? Only the author of that very phrase can define the meaning of Gary process. Is it the process of transforming tubers into powder or liquid? Only him knows. You cannot come and define it in your own understanding.
Exactly. You can't give it your own interpretation. You can't give it your own interpretation because everybody can have an interpretation to it.
Comrade Chris, only the author of that Gary process can define it only because there is no legal terminology to describing Gary process. It doesn't exist anywhere in the world. So, one, how do you tag Eric Tato as to chopping of hand? Was he practically involved? And on the other hand, does America has jurisdiction over the Republic of Cameroon or Southern Cameroon so as to execute judgment or carry out some kind of a criminal investigation? For years now, the Republic of Cameroon have been killing our people. The United States of America, through the Congress, passed a resolution, the temporary protective status, to protecting the people of the Southern Cameroon and Amazonia. So we have Francophones, Cameroonese citizens benefiting. Some of them are calling, asking, after this invasion, how do you call it? So as to be benefiting, the U.S. knows all the crime that they have been committing, the Republic of Cameroon have been committing on the people of Southern Cameroon. What have they done? So all this issue of Eric Tato being indicted is just highfalutin, high-sounding, meaning nonsense, my brother. There's nothing that is going to happen. In the end, it's only going to help expose the Southern Cameroon liberation fight much more further. So let the Nsala keep cashing from the Republic of Cameroon, speaking languages that doesn't even match. He has never won a case, as history shows. He has never won. Let him be prepared. Maybe he's trying to raise money to pay Tapang, Dr. Tapang for the suit against him. Nobody knows. All this is just nonsense, my fellow comrade. Eric Tato will never be in prison for some kind of frivolous charges that he's been indicted. Just answer the question. Who is the plaintiff here?
Yeah.
What are the indictment? Nothing.
Gary
process. Gary process. What is Gary in the first place?
All right.
Wait. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. So that is that, ladies and gentlemen. I just brought this to say that nobody out there should be worried when you hear that Eric Tato has been indicted. Nobody should be worried. He will not go to jail because of Amazonia. He may go to jail for maybe something else, not because of Amazonia. So we are waiting to see what comes out of it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am opening the phone lines permanently. Go ahead and call if you have a contribution. Please go ahead and call. But before you call, make sure that your television set, the volume is shut down before you call, so that you focus on your phone. The phone line is right there on your screen. I look forward to getting your calls. All right, I'm going to take a minute out. When I come back, again, I focus on your calls. Stay tuned.
Thrive America, the flagship model, offers personalized coaching and assistance to newly arrived individuals into the country through a concierge service and one-stop resource on your phone. The app supports essential areas of integration, such as job search strategies, benefits applications, financial literacy, credit repair, legal guidance, and more. The platform aims to become the go-to resource as you navigate the complexities of settling into a new country.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricatv@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricatv@gmail.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for staying put out there. Again, the number is there on your screen for you to call to make a contribution. Before you call, make sure that the volume of your television set is shut down and you focus on your phone. And remember, you can ask a question on a contribution. Before you call, make sure that the volume of your television is down and you on any subject on the things I've talked about today. So go ahead and call. I am looking for your messages. Now, while I wait for your messages, I'd just like to remind you again of a rally that is coming up on May 20th. May 20th. In front of the State Department in Washington, D.C., we are trying to appeal to the consciences of American officials to restate TPS for Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians. TPS will officially end on June 7. Again, the information out there that, the government, the U.S. has restated it, that is not true. UPS is still suspended for Cameroon on May 20th in front of the State Department. On May 20th in front of the State Department in Washington, D.C. Let's all of us make this happen. We are doing other things in the background, appealing to government officials from Homeland Security to State Department to the White House. And this is just one. The rally will be just one of those efforts. And we urge you to show up, and let's see if our effort can get the situation reversed. In the meantime, again, we have had two meetings with those under TPS, and we are putting together a list of all Ambazonians who are benefiting from TPS. And one of the things we are doing is, as we discuss with Homeland Security, State Department officials at the White House, we are able to distinguish between Southern Cameroonians and Cameroonians, or La Républicains, as they are called. So if you were not in the meetings that we had and you're under TPS or your asylum has been denied, you want to reach out to us to find out what you need to do. And you can reach us with a number on your screen by texting and talking about the TPS, or sending us an email to ambazoniaig@gmail.com. and by zoniaig@gmail.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if no calls are coming in, I guess you are saying you have no question, you have no contribution to add to the show. So that means I should begin to call this a day. Okay, let me read some messages coming from Ground Zero, I guess. Good evening, sir. How is your health? Hope there is no problem. Let's thank God for His grace for us. We are doing fine. Happy to have you on board, sir. Let me again thank you for your regard. Okay, that is from somebody from Ground 1. Let me see this. All right. All right. Well, there are no phone calls coming in, and so I have to call it a night. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to be part of the broadcast. I look forward to being back here on Wednesday with news talk, and I promise you it is going to be very, very exciting and illuminating as usual. Stay tuned, and God bless you all.